Get inspired. Today we are going to do some basic graphing. So let's go to new documents. Let's add a graph. Now, right when you go to there, it already wants to plug in a graph. Now, if you have like an equation like y equals 2x plus 1, again, they don't use y in these calculators. They use function notation. So it's just going to be f1 of x. But you just plug in on this side 2x plus 1 and hit enter. And there it is. Now, you'll notice, though, it's gone where you define the function. And you might be like, I want that back. I want to change it. So how do you get that back? Well, there's two quick, easy ways. One is just to hit the tab button. Tab. All right, tab brings it back. But what kind of doesn't really bring it back? It brings you the F2, the second function. You want F1, so you have to scroll up to get it. So you scroll up to F1, there's F1. Scroll down F2, you could get F3, you could do F4, you could do F5. So F1's all the way back up there. So if you want to change it and make it something like, oh, I want to make it actually +3. And then you have to hit enter, though, for it actually to make the change. And you'll see it labeled down here once you make that change. Another way to get your defined function back is just to double click the middle touchpad, and that'll bring this up as well. Let's say I want to graph a second function. Let's say I want to do like negative x plus 2. Enter. There, I get another one, and it's defined as well for me, which is all nice. Now, under the menu button, you will see all kinds of goodies, like if you want to analyze the graph, if you want to find like the intersection, you just there's only one intersection, but they still ask you to do the balance because you could have multiple intersections. So you just select the left side to the right side, and it will tell you what the intersection is at that point. Now let us open up a new page. So again, to open a new page, you hit Control, add a page, and I'm going to add my calculator. Now, I've defined f1 of x and f2 of x. So if I look at my variables, click on my variables, there they are, f1 and f2. So f1 of x is already defined. If I just hit x and hit enter, that's what f1 of x was defined as. If I go to variables f2 of x, that's what f2 of x was defined as. So those things will now be stored in this document. Whatever page I open up, those are now stored in there. So until I change those, that's how they are defined. So I can use those on a calculator part if need be, which can be really, really helpful. So if you go back to your graph, other things that you might want to be able to find are things like your x-intercept. So again, menu is where you find things. Menu, analyze your graph, and let us find our zeros. And they want to know which graph we want to find. See, it says graph down here. So you click on the graph that you're working with, your lower bound, your upper bound, and then there's the zero associated with that. One last thing, let's open up a new graph. So I'm going to add a new page, add a page, add a graph. Now I'm going to graph something that's not going to be on my screen. I'm going to graph x squared plus 12. I don't see it. Why? Because it's up here somewhere. So I need to change my table settings. So one way to do that, or really the easiest way to do that, is to go to Menu and your Window Zoom under Menu. And I really like Zoom Fit because it just figures out where your data points are and what would be a good fit. Click on Zoom Fit, and there is your graph. So that's one way to do it. And then you can use the grab feature, and if you want, you can grab it and move the graph around to position it just the way you would like it. All right, time to go play the didgeridoo. Bye.